Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Vani. Welcome to the Inner Whisper, your sacred pause to return to yourself. This week we're exploring the art of compassion. Yesterday we took the first step, recognizing that compassion begins with you. It begins in the way you speak to yourself, in the patience you offer yourself, in the permission to be human with everything that entails. Today we move into a new act of tenderness, embracing your wounds with tenderness. Because compassion toward yourself is not only about being gentle in the present, but also about making peace with the past you carry, with those fragments of your story you may prefer to hide, yet that still beat beneath the skin as silent reminders. Today, I invite you to look at those wounds with different eyes, not as flaws to erase, but as teachers that have walked beside you on your path. Wounds are inevitable in life. We all carry some losses, disappointments, traumas that still ache. And often, without realizing it, we project those wounds into our relationships. We tend to see our wounds as marks we wish we could erase, or as weaknesses we feel we must hide. But every wound also holds a secret gift, the seed of something new. Compassion invites us to treat our wounds the way we treat a seed we belong to see bloom, with patience, with care, with trust in the process. Even if it is buried beneath the soil, even if we cannot yet see the sprout, we trust that life is already working in silence, in our favor. So it is with our wounds. They push us to use resources we never knew we had. They awaken qualities like resilience, creativity, and ingenuity. They teach us to hold ourselves with dignity even in pain. They make us more human, more sensitive, more whole. To embrace a wound with tenderness does not mean denying the pain. On the contrary, it means facing it and asking, what is germinating in me because of this experience? And perhaps this is the deepest act of compassion, not to rush the process, not to force the healing, but to offer the same care we give to fertile soil, trusting that sooner or later something new will bloom. Today we can practice compassion toward your wounds in these ways. Write a letter to your wound, not to blame or reopen it, but to thank it for what it has taught you. For example, if a relationship once left you heartbroken, you might write, "Thank you for showing me how strong I am. Thank you because now I know what I truly deserve." The letter becomes a bridge of healing. Place your hand on that part of your body where you feel pain or weight. Breathe deeply, sending tenderness with every inhale. If it is your chest, imagine your breath gently caressing it from within. If it is your stomach, imagine the fresh air dissolving the tension like water washing it clean. Release the shame. When a painful memory arises, instead of pushing it away, breathe and repeat silently to yourself, "This too is part of my story. and it has value. I hear it. I see it. I forgive it. In this way, what once was a burden becomes a sacred recognition. And to accompany this reflection, I invite you to drop from the mind into the body, because compassion is also something we embody. Just as a seed needs water and oxygen to grow, we too can nourish our wounds with breath and calm. Let me share a few nuggets of wisdom, reminders that every deep breath is an act of care, of self-care. As a conscious breathwork instructor, I know that when you breathe slowly and deeply through your nose, you oxygenate the blood. Your body activates cellular repair. Your brain finds balance, and your heart steadiness. In this parasympathetic state, your body can heal tissues, balance hormones, and reduce inflammation. It also decreases activity in the amygdala, the fear center, which softens reactivity and anxiety. Oxygen travels like water to the roots of your nervous system. And just as hidden seeds beneath the earth need moisture to sprout, your inner wounds, dark silence tucked away, can be nourished by your conscious breathing. Breath gives then oxygen, space, and calm. And in that inner nourishment, what once felt like only pain can slowly transform into strength, resilience, creativity. Let's take our three breaths of light for today. We begin by exhaling through the nose. When we fully exhale, we release the residual carbon dioxide left behind by shallow breathing. Emptying the lungs creates space for fresh oxygen. It's like rinsing a glass before filling it with pure water. So let's take our first breath. Inhale deeply through your nose, expanding the lungs. And exhale gently, as if caressing a wound with care. Second breath. Inhale again, like fertile soil drinking in the rain, trusting that something new will be born. Exhale, releasing the weight you have been carrying. Final breath. Inhale with gratitude for your body's ability to heal. And exhale with a smile, letting your body know it is being cared for. Today, remember, every wound is also a teacher. Within pain, there is always a seed of new life. What hurts today can bloom into strength tomorrow. You don't need to erase your scars. They are maps of growth, reminders that you survived, and gateways to a more resilient, compassionate, and loving version of yourself. So today, when your mind rejects a wound, I invite you to breathe deeply and remind yourself, I can embrace my whole story, because in it, my light also blooms. Tomorrow, we'll continue this journey and enter into the frequency of looking at others with understanding. If these words are getting into your system, please like, share, subscribe to my channel, and read my blog on Substack. My handle name is inner light path. There, I share more reflections on how to keep walking this inner light path to our light. It's time to rise. Ciao.